Dude. Thought you might enjoy hearing this, dude. Enjoy is not the correct word, dude. I fucking love hearing that, dude. Welcome back to the Pupil's Life, episode 90. Episode 90, man. 90 fucking episodes. I've been doing this. And I still can't figure out how the fuck to make these two pictures behind me look even. But, you do what you can with what you got. And last week, I spent like 30 minutes before I recorded the episode trying to figure out like a new setup for the podcast. And I'm just like, man, with the way that my fucking bedroom is laid out, it doesn't get much better than this, man. It doesn't get much better than me propped up against a picture of Tom Hardy's eyes and a picture of my cat, Misty. But, if you're here, man, you're probably not here to look at my face. You're here to listen to my words. The Pupil's Life, right? You're here to listen to some silliness, some seriousness, and some mysteriousness. Yeah, man, I'll just fucking get right into it. Because I was thinking about this as I was about to start the podcast. I went on a double date last Saturday, I think, like a week ago or some shit. It was still March, okay? If you need a timestamp, it was still March. That's all I know. I went on a double date, dude, and it was from Hinge, right? I matched with a twofer profile, right? Where twofer profile basically means it's two women. I don't know if men are doing the same thing, but I assume there are men profiles doing the same thing. Two women looking to go on a double date, right? And so it's like, don't fucking ask one of us out. If you have a cute friend, ask both of us out. And I was like, all right, dude, I've got a couple of friends. Not friends that I would call cute, but, I don't know what people's tastes are. So I reached out to them and I said, hey, I've got a Mexican, I've got a fucking half Filipino, and I've got a full white, and I'll let your friend pick, right? I told them basically like, this is who I'm interested in. And I have these three friends so that this other person, your friend can pick. And they said, okay, text pictures and a bio of each person to this number. And I was like, fuck it, let's do it, man. I'm a writer. I can write some shit up for these guys. All right. So I start with a full white. I start with my friend Ryan, who's been on the podcast actually. He was on when I had him and Chris on really early on, dude, maybe like episode 30 or something. and so I text, I'll just read you what I texted, dude. I texted, spoiler alert, the date didn't, there wasn't a second one. So I've since deleted the text and the number, but basically texted 3 pictures of him from fucking a Facebook that he hasn't used in 3 years. And I wrote like the dorkiest, the richest, and the tallest of the lot. Likes to spend time outdoors and go hiking or whatever, right? And then I sent another picture. I sent the fucking my friend Chris, who's half Filipino, and I sent another bio. And as I'm writing the bio for my third friend, they pick Ryan, and so I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. Ryan's the one that I have the least sort of like. Not because we don't have chemistry, but I have the least developed chemistry, right? I've known him almost as long as I've known Chris, but I haven't spent nearly as much time with him as I have with Chris. And my third friend, Ricky, I fucking grew up with, right? So ideally, it would have been with him or with Chris. But I knew, dude, these girls were going to go for the full white, just fucking. They're probably advocating for fucking BIPOC and shit, and here I am offering two BIPOCs, and fucking who do they go for, dude? Their own kind, of course, man. That's just the nature of some people. And I'm fucking kidding, dude. Everybody's got their own tastes and likes, and who am I to judge, right? I don't like fatties, dude. So, we've all got that one thing. And so, yeah, dude. So we go on the date. And the whole time I'm kind of thinking, like, this is going to fall through, right? This is going to fall through because what are the odds, right? First off, I was like, this is probably a fake profile. Turns out that it's not, dude. They arrive. Ryan and I show up like 45 minutes. Well, he shows up an hour early because I told him to. And then I show up a half hour late to when I told him to show up because I was fucking like, I looked at Uber, dude, and it was $25. And I was like, fuck, man, I should have taken the bus. But it said $11 at 1 p.m. Of course, at 8 p.m., it's going to be a fucking surge. And so after like 25 minutes of going back and forth in my head, I'm like, fuck it, dude. You told him you'd be there 20 minutes ago. Just fucking take the hit and get on the road. But so I get there. We've still got like a half hour to spare before they get there. And Ryan and I just start catching up and start talking about, whatever. And then they get there, dude. And I don't know what I was thinking, man. Like, I mean, there's so many factors, right? But I don't know. Maybe with a different person, it would have been different. Someone I had more chemistry with, maybe different girls, maybe me on a different night. I don't know, man. But halfway through the date, I found myself completely dissociating from my body and just thinking to myself, what were you thinking, dude? Oh, yeah. You're not good in groups. Dude, like what made me think that me at a table with 2 people that I don't know and 1 person that I kind of know was going to be a good mix, that I was going to be able to fucking just like participate as much as I would on a one-on-one date. And but yeah, so we get there, dude. We start bullshitting. We start talking about like, oh my God, how was your snowstorm experience? And just a bunch of small talk, right? Which was fun. I was having a good time. And then something happened. I don't remember what it was. The girl that I was on, I was sitting on the side of the picnic bench that my date was on, and my friend was sitting on the side of the picnic bench that his date was on. But I was facing my friend, and she was facing her friend. And so something happened where my date said something and I was like, "Oh, really? What was this like?" And as I did that and I turned to face her, my friend and his date turned to face each other, and then it was like our conversation broke into two. So instead of us four all having a conversation, it was all of a sudden just me and this girl, and it went from fucking small talk, dude, to fucking pillow talk in like a split second. And I don't even know if pillow talk is the right term, but it went from like, "What was your snowstorm experience like?" to like, "Oh, so what do you believe that God is?" And not in any, I know I said it in a kind of like an aggressive, confrontational way, not in any way like that. It was a totally like a great interaction, but it was just all of a sudden we were having a much more serious conversation. and she just said a few things, man, that I was like, "Fuck, dude, okay, that's as far as this goes, right?" She was like just talking about fucking social justice and in a very like limiting way, right? Like, fucking, if you don't believe this, then you're a fucking idiot. And like, if here I am saying that when an episode or two ago I was like, "Dude, if you don't fucking believe this, you're stupid." But yeah, dude, basically it was just in that like just us conversation. I was like, "Oh, I'm not actually that interested in you anymore." Uh, and she was also like a little more overweight than her fucking pictures showed. Like, she was not fucking like fat. She was just like a little bit overweight, dude. And of course, all her fucking pictures on the dual profile, it's like her fucking like stretching out, dude, right? It's just like, dude, stop tricking people. Stop fucking tricking people, because that doesn't do any good for either party. But yeah, dude, it was funny. It was funny because I've talked about I've talked about how I try to help my friends in the areas that I feel like I'm a little bit qualified to help them in. And so I I invite Ryan to the fucking double date. He's like, "Oh, dude, hell yeah." He hasn't gone on a date in fucking I don't know how long. Uh and dude, to be fair, he was way more participating than I was, because I just started getting in my head, dude, and I was like, I'm not a full American, dude. I don't know how to just be like, just fucking like, "Oh yeah, dude," and then what about this, dude? And just like making fucking stupid jokes. It wasn't as bad as it used to be for me. It was mostly like in my head. I'm sure that if fucking you asked any of the people there, they'd be like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" But so it kind of looked like he and his date were hitting it off, and at the end of the night, to me, it was very obvious. Like, none of us are going to see each other again. I mean, like, we'll see each other and they'll see each other, but like, we're never going to do this again. And but Ryan texted me like, "Hey man, would you mind texting them like my number and just seeing if my date is interested in maybe grabbing some coffee or something?" I was like, "I'll do you one better, dude. The number that I got was your date's number. So here's her number. So you can reach out and ask her out and see if she's interested." And dude, exactly my point. When my friends say, "Oh, dude, fucking this app doesn't work," or like, "I don't fucking know how to meet someone," it's like, this fucking exchange of texts is exactly, dude, what I'm talking about. Fucking exactly. Like, he texted the number, and and I've already told him that this is his date, but he says, "Hey, is this insert name or insert name, dude, right? Is this fucking Shaniqua, dude, or Janice? And the girl's like, "Oh, I'm your date. Fucking of course I am. Who is this?" And he says, "Oh, perfect. It's Ryan. Nick passed this number along. I'm glad this isn't your friend's number. She is just the worst." Dude. Ugh. Fuck, man. I didn't even know what to say. He sent me a screenshot of this before before she replied to that fucking "she's the worst" message. He sent me a screenshot of it and he said, "Yeah, we're hitting it off." And I was like, "Oh, you know, I'm your friend, so I know you're joking. And yeah, that's kind of funny. But she doesn't fucking know you, dude." And so the next thing he texted me was, "I guess the joke didn't stick. LMAO." And I texted back, "Darn," because I didn't know what the fuck to say, dude. I'm not going to be like, "Hey, dude, next time, dude, don't fucking say something that is kind of like could be very easily misconstrued in a text." And I don't know, man. I just fucking I love Ryan, man. There's nothing against him, but whatever fucking I don't even think that she was gonna agree to go on another date with him, but if there was any chance that that was gonna happen, he fucking grabbed that chance, dude, and fucking hit a home run with it and just fucking hit that. If the baseball was the chance, he just fucking hit that thing as far away as he could have, you know? It's like fucking the pitcher was like, "Here, dude, here's your lob. Here's a lob throw." And he was like, "Oh, yeah, dude, fuck that, dude." And just fucking. Um, but yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, man. Why the fuck did I think that going into a group situation would be a good environment for me for a date? For a first date, dude, nonetheless. If you've already kind of developed some rapport with the other person, or if it had been fucking maybe like Chris, dude, or like one of my best fucking like closest friends that I was, and the thing is that I am comfortable with Ryan like that, but we don't have the same amount of like reps together, we don't have that shared time together that I have with my other friends. And so, it's harder to like crack inside jokes and say silly shit to make your friend laugh. But it was an interesting experience in any case, right? They were like a really fun time together. They were just fucking like kind of like riffing off of each other and improvising, making little silly jokes here and there, and it was nice too. Just to I don't know when the last time that I spent time in a group larger than 3 was. And so that was fun. That was fun, man. I fucking dude, that was 18 minutes already, dude. What the fuck? That was quick, man. I got rejected, dude, from Scribe yet again, my dream job, and this time, dude, it was more frustrating than all the other times before, because this was for a freelance position, and so instead of having to answer video questions the second round, I just had to do an exercise. Right. This was for a QA editor position. So I was going to be like getting manuscripts sent back to me with the proofreader and the editor's revisions. And I was going to accept or reject all of them and then make sure that it was ready to be sent back to the author. So they gave me like a 13-page thing to look over and make sure you catch all the mistakes. They said, "You need to catch all the mistakes in order to pass to the next round." And I was like, "Fuck, dude. Okay, I'm probably not going to pass." And I spend like 5 days on this thing, right? And then I send it in, dude. 3 weeks later, they send an email and they said, hey, 600 plus people applied. So it's going to be another 3 weeks at least. And I was like, sweet, man. I got no rush. And so then 3 weeks and 3 days later, after I've been contemplating reaching out to them, like, hey, never heard back. They'd reach out and they say, oh, dude, guess what? You fucking wowed us with your second round. Here's one more assignment for the round 3. This one should only take 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, fuck, awesome. And I look it over and it's like 15 questions, right? All I have to do, sometimes the authors will send them a list of their own edits. And it's the QA editor's responsibility to look at them and see what's like an actual error and what's just the author's preference, right? So I basically get a sentence that says what the change was and then what the old thing looked like and what the new thing looks like. And I have to decide if this is an error or a preference. And if it is wrong, I have to correct it and write the new copy. And dude, this isn't confirmed or denied, but I fucking know that it was one answer that I got wrong, man. And it was, the sentence was, what was the sentence, dude? Oh yeah, the sentence was, due to an unstoppably rising life expectancy in old people or some shit. And then it kept going. But it was that chunk, due to an unstoppably rising life expectancy. And the edit that the author had made was the word unstoppably. And he changed it to unstoppable. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, dude, unstoppably rising, unstoppable rising, fucking same thing, right? Author preference. And then I didn't make anything of it. And I finished the whole assignment. And then I'm like, I'm going to sleep on it. Wake up the next day, dude. I look at it again. And I go back to that question, unstoppably rising. And I'm like, So I Google the word unstoppably. And guess what, dude? If you Google the word unstoppably, nothing shows up. Only results for the word unstoppable show up. And so I was like, okay, so this isn't a word. So it is an error. But then I looked up Reddit unstoppably. And that fucking populated with some results. And it was morons, dude. It was morons saying like fucking, dude. And then I was kayaking, dude, and the river was unstoppably rising. And I was like, dude, these are apes, dude. These are fucking apes that fucking invested in GameStop like I did, that don't know fucking squat about the world. This isn't a word. Even though I knew intuitively and had used it, I knew it was a word and I've used it. I was like, this is wrong, dude. This is wrong. The dictionary that Scribe wanted me to go off of for reference didn't have the word in it. So I was like, this isn't a preference. This is an error, dude. And he corrected it to unstoppable, which is a word. So he made it correct. So I just put author's preference, dude. And fucking, and that was that, man. That was my chance. That was my chance right there. And then they responded 2 days later with the same email, right? Every time. It's too many people applied, so we can't give you feedback. Thank you for the time you put in. But, we found someone better. That's how I fucking read those emails, dude. It's not like, this isn't a fit for you. It's like, no, we just found someone that's better than you. And you're a piece of shit. That's how I read rejection emails from jobs that I'm very interested in, is like, you're never gonna work here, so stop applying. But thanks anyway, right? And it probably means I'm not ready, dude. The God's honest truth is that even though for this position I was like, dude, I could do this fucking with my eyes open, dude. Not with my eyes closed, but I could have my eyes open and I could do it. But yeah, dude, it's fucking, if it's bound to happen, it's gonna happen. And if it's not, then it's not, dude. And there is something reassuring about that idea that like, I can try, dude. I'm not gonna stop trying. I'm not gonna stop applying. But if it's just not in the deck, dude, you know, if the dealer accidentally fucking as he was shuffling, dude, didn't notice that an ace flew out of the deck, and now we're just playing with a 51 card deck, I'm not gonna stop trying, dude. If I have pocket aces, I'm still gonna go all in, dude. But if it's just not in the deck, dude, it's not in the deck, and if it's not in the deck, then it's just not going to be dealt. The hand is just not going to be dealt if the cards are just not in the deck, right? That's a fucking that's a neat little thing right there, isn't it? What else, man? It's fucking, dude. It hit me, dude. It hit me. It did hit me. I was on my way to work on the bus, dude. The worst place to read a rejection letter is on the bus, dude. I was on the fucking bus, just like, it smells and there's fucking, everybody's like fucking looking at their phones. Nobody is looking anywhere but their phones on the bus. And I'm just on my way to work, dude. And I had been sort of building up the idea in my head that I was going to get the job and then I could do both. And then slowly ease my way out of the food truck and into like a full-time position. And then, dude, that morning, my brother asked me like, "Oh, so what's going on with Scribe, dude?" And I was like, "Dude, I haven't heard back yet, but I'm still in the running." Get in the bus, dude. Get on the bus. And I fucking put on some music. And of course, I look at my phone and there's a Gmail notification. And it's fucking, and I open it, dude, and it's in my fucking trash, dude. It's in my spam, dude. And I knew as soon as it was in my spam, I knew that it was a rejection because none of their like, "You've made it to the next round" have gone to my spam. And so I was like, "Thank you, Gmail, for fucking spoiling the email for me." And of course, I go to the fucking spam and I before I even open it, it says, "We appreciate the time." And I was like, fuck. We appreciate the time, but you're a piece of shit and we found somebody that's better than you. I just filled in the gap, dude. What if I just imagine if I just read, "We appreciate the time," and then I deleted it and I was like, fuck, I didn't get it. And it turns out it said like, "We appreciate the time you've put into it and would like to congratulate you by moving you to the fucking round 4. That would be the worst scenario, right? That's the only scenario that's worse than what happened, which was reading "We appreciate the time ... on the fucking bus and then opening it and seeing it, "But you're a piece of shit and we found somebody that's better than you." But it just sat with it, dude, while I was at work. It's like, fuck, dude, fuck, just fucking at work. Nobody was coming to the food truck, and I was just like, fuck, dude, like, what is my life? And so in a way, dude, it's like, it takes so much out of me every time I get rejected that I'm starting to see it as like, dude, this is an investment. Even if I get it, if I don't get it, whatever the fucking result is, this is an investment, dude. This is a fucking investment, and it does take a lot out of me every time. But yeah, man. But yeah. So back to fucking square one, square two, whatever square you want to call it. And so now I'm at the food truck, man, and we started training some new people. We started training this guy that I was like, "Dude, you're gonna be the fucking, you're gonna be the guy that's like, you're gonna be the guy that is like the reason it's not just me now doing everything." And And of course, dude, I fucking train him, dude, and explain everything. And then a couple days later, he's like, "Oh, dude, sorry, I got a full-time job with benefits elsewhere, but I might still be able to work a couple days." I'm like, "Yeah, fucking A, dude. I've heard that before. I've said that before, dude. You know?" And so now I've been training teenage girls. Uh, and it's been interesting, man. It's been fucking interesting because, you know, it's their first job ever. And it's they're teenage girls, dude. And so, not to say that if it was a teenage boy, it wouldn't be the case, but they're teenage girls, and I'm a 6'3" fucking guy with fucking facial hair sometimes, and a serious look on my face most of the time, just because I'm like fucking focused, you know. And now it's their first job, and they're just in the food truck, just alone with me. And so I can tell, dude, that they're very like they want to do the job well, but they're so worried about that it gets in the way, It's like that book, The Inner Game of Tennis. And so I trained 3 of them. And of the 3, one of them was like fucking on it, dude. One of them was like, "Dude, is this really your first job?" I'm like, because it looks like you worked before. And she's been great. And then the other 2, it's just that, they're just really nervous, man. And I've found myself thinking like, what would Javon do? What would fucking like a good leader do? And so I do my best to, reassure them, dude. Like, hey, I also had a job. I also had a first job, and I was also really nervous. But you're doing great, and just kind of reassure them. But it's tough, man. It tests your patience. Um, and it also fucking it's the old, you get frustrated because you're the one that's training them, and so if they're not doing well, it's a reflection of your training them. Um, Even though in this case it's like, dude, there's only so much I can do, But yeah, dude. So I've been training teenagers, their first job ever, and some of the questions they ask, man, because that's the one thing that I do say right off the bat, because I think I would have benefited from hearing this at my first job. One of the first things I say to them is, and I took this from Scribe, from their culture Bible. I say, if at any time you have any questions about anything, please don't be scared to ask. Uh, in fact, I want you to ask questions while I'm teaching you how to do all this bullshit, and while I'm training you. There's no silly questions. There are no silly questions. The only silly question is being afraid and not asking a question because you're afraid. There's no dumb questions either. There's just questions. You can ask any of them, dude. And one of them, dude, was like, "How much do you get paid?" Dude, she fucking caught me, dude. She threw me for a loop because I was like, I don't really give a fuck if she knows. But the owner, dude, he was like, "Dude, hey, I don't know what I'm gonna be paying them. It's their first job. I still need to figure all this shit out." So I was like, you know. But at the same time, I just told them like, any questions, fair game. And I was just sitting there thinking like, fuck, what do I say, dude? What do I say? And I think I ended up saying like, "Oh well, I would rather not disclose that information." some shit that I was like, "Dude, you're a fucking you're fucking nervous, dude. It's not that they're nervous. You're fucking nervous, dude. You're fucking nervous, right? Because she asked me that question. I didn't know what to say, dude. And it just made me think about like, dude, what if I had a kid and he asked me some shit like that, right? Where he's like, Dad, how are we going to pay rent next month? And I was like, fuck, dude, how does he know? How does he know, dude, that we're poor? Or, you know, dude, maybe something a little more realistic if he was like fucking like, Dad, why does Uncle Rob never cry? Why does Uncle Rob never cry? I've seen you and Mom cry, and I cry, but I've never seen him cry. And then I was like, fuck, okay. Well, buckle up, kiddo, because this is going to be a long story, you know? But yeah, man. And so I've been training them, and I've also been just realizing like how fucking lucky they are, dude, that it's me that's training them. Not because I'm like an excellent trainer. I'm decent. I'm above average. But because I'm a human being. You know, when I started, dude, my first job, I was a labor worker, right? Just fucking like, just fucking being like told what to do and like no regard for who I was or what I was feeling. And then my second job, dude, I got fired for being so good at my job, dude, but being disliked by the wife of the owner. Right? And just fucking, you know, I don't fucking even like you, dude. Just you fucking, I never even liked you to begin with. You're fucking fired. Just like, whoa, dude. And you know, I've just been at jobs where, you know, I'm hired by the manager, and the manager is great, and then like the shift lead is a guy, and he feels threatened by me, and so he's like, so why'd you get this job, huh? Why do you want to work here? Just like, that's your opening line, dude. And here I am when they get there. I'm like, oh, how's your day going? So is this your first job? Like, fucking, how are you feeling? Are you fucking excited? Are you nervous? Fucking no silly questions. It's just like, dude, they don't know how good they have it. But it's been a challenge, man. It's been a fucking challenge, and the reason it's been a challenge is because I have to continue to do everything that I was doing already, but now I have someone there that's continually messing up, and I have to sort of guide them through it. You know, dude, we had somebody come up to the truck, and they were like, it was fucking like 9:30, dude. We close at 9, and we're fucking cleaning up and everything. The light is off, the open sign's off, and this couple walks up, and the girl that I'm training is at the window looking at the iPad or some shit, and they say something, and then I walk over, and I'm like, oh, sorry, no, we're closed. Actually closed a half hour ago. And the woman, dude, was like, really? She just told us that you're open. And I'm like, dude, for gelato? For gelato, you're going to say that. For gelato, you're going to say that? And I just turned around, dude. I fucking was like, yeah, no, we're closed. But I as soon as I walked away, I was like, I should have said something fucking smarter, you know? I should have said something like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's her first day on the job, first job ever. So, you know, mistakes happen. Go fuck yourself, dude. And I should have just fucking said that as they were walking away. And then the girl could have been like, did you just tell them to fuck themselves? Just be like, yeah, you know, sometimes you got to tell people, hey, go fuck yourself, dude. I don't want your business. So, well, she just told us that you're open. Well, it's her fucking first day on the job, you cunt, dude. You cunt, comma, dude. God damn it, man. You know, I never get people like that at this job, but when I do, man, it's even more fucking obnoxious. Because it's like, dude, for gelato? Maybe if you were at a 5-star restaurant, but for gelato from a food truck, dude, clearly you've never fucking worked at a job in your life that wasn't your rich dad's job, dude. You fucking cunt, comma, dude. It reminds me of that woman at my last food truck job that was like, "Oh no, I'm not going to tip here. I don't tip for these kinds of jobs." I was like, "Oh, dude, yeah, clearly you have no fucking clue what these kinds of jobs are like." Or that fucking, remember that fucking guy that called and was like, "I just feel like you're gonna do something to my food now." It's like, fucking dude. Yeah, dude. If I wasn't, dude, I'm gonna fucking do something to your food now, man. But yeah, dude, work and fucking scribe and double dates, man. And I did mushrooms. I did mushrooms a couple weeks ago now, and I did it alone this time. Did it alone so that I could test the waters, see what that's like, see if the talk around town was actually true, or if it maybe could be modified, right? They say that if you want to heal doing these medicines, you need to have an empathic witness there. And I said, what if I'm my own empathic witness? You know, what if science doesn't work the way that science does? And I can make science work my way. What if I'm Elon Musk, dude? And I can make things work differently. And I did it on a Sunday. And by Saturday night, I was like, dude, I'm just not feeling it. But I've already committed. I was like, all right, I'll see how I'm feeling in the morning. Wake up in the morning, still not feeling it. And I'm like, dude, it's a beautiful day. I'm off from work. I kind of just want to go outside and like read and fucking maybe go swimming or something, you know? But I didn't listen to my gut. And I was like, no, dude, you're just afraid. You're just afraid. Just fucking eat the mushrooms and see what happens, dude. So, you know, I fucking grab a slice of bread, dude. I fucking slather peanut butter on it. And then I sprinkle the mushrooms. And as I'm sprinkling them, I'm like, all right, that looks kind of full. So I stop and I look at the jar, dude, and there's more than half left. So I fucking slather another slice of bread with peanut butter. Sprinkle the rest of the mushrooms into that. I jam pack 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with 6+ grams of mushrooms. And I start eating, dude. And I start eating and I start eating and I start looking at the sandwich as I'm fucking like halfway through it. And it's just got this black fucking line in the middle. Just fucking black. And it's starting to look at me, dude. Like a fucking like hairy vagina. I'm just like, ugh. And I take one more bite, dude. And I just start doing that. Just fucking every bite. I've got a full mouth of peanut butter and jelly sandwich with mushrooms. And I'm just like, just fucking. I've got the trash bin next to me without the lid on in case I just start hurling vomit, dude. And the whole experience is ruined. Because that's what I was thinking was like, if I vomit, all of the mushrooms are going to be in the trash now. And I won't be high. So I'll have ruined the experience. So I have to contain the vomit. I have to hold the vomit in. And I finished the first sandwich. And the second one has more mushrooms. So it's even grosser. But I'm like, you're going to fucking do it, man. Somehow or another, you're going to get through this. And then it'll be over. So I take a bite of it, dude. And it's just dust. It's just mushroom dust. And I'm just fucking every other bite, dude. I'm just like, and somehow I finished the fucking thing without throwing up. But it took me like 40 minutes to eat both of those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And then it hit me right fucking then and there. I put on my face mask. I put on my headphones. I start listening to classical music. And I just lie down on my sofa. I lay on my sofa. Um, and dude, I don't know. It was weird this time because I still had a lot of the same stuff come up, but either because I was alone, because I wasn't feeling it, because I was fucking different kinds of mushrooms, time of year, context around when I did it, you know, the fact that I did it with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich instead of just fucking fisting them into my mouth like I did last time. I don't. It could be a lot of different factors, right? But there was a difference to it this time where I was just like kind of even my body like there was like the first 2 hours I probably got up to pee like 15 times. I'm not even kidding, dude. Like 15 times. And it wasn't just like just like a little bit. It was like a stream for like at least 30 seconds. And so I started getting paranoid, like, dude, what if I get dehydrated? Right. So I started drinking more water. And I started drinking more water and I kept peeing more and more. My lips started getting chapped. My fucking neck started to hurt. But I kept the mindset of like, listen, man, just because it's not what it was like last time doesn't mean that it's not good or that it's wrong. And there were some moments, man. There were some moments where I oh shit, dude. What? Dude, this is fucking the last thing that I would have ever imagined happening just happened. Like, no joke, the last thing. Like, if a fucking ex-girlfriend had just texted me, that would have been less of like the last thing that I imagined happening than what just happened was, dude. And I'll get back to the mushrooms, but I'll get to this in a second, dude. Just a little fucking teaser. But yeah, so stuff started coming up for me. I started thinking about my grandparents and I started feeling like what it felt like to be visiting them when I was a kid, and sort of some very, very prized memories of my life, my childhood. And I started feeling sad, dude. Like, oh, dude, they're getting to that age. You know, my grandpa's been at that age for a while. And every time, as soon as I was about to cry, the tears would kind of start coming out, dude. And then I would be like, fuck, I have to pee again. And I would get up and I would go pee, you know? And so there was something in me that was just like, I'm not quite there, man. I don't feel quite safe enough. Or quite like in the mood or I don't know, man. But yeah, so I had a lot of fucking weird little experiences, right? The thing about doing mushrooms that big of an amount or something like LSD, dude, or just any psychedelic, I think, is that any movement you make completely changes what you're experiencing. You know, I would be lying down like this and be fucking like one of the things that I saw, which is probably, you know, and I haven't watched porn in like 2 weeks, man. But I know it was because of this. I started to feel the presence of like 5 naked black dudes, you know, and I just started to associate it with like the last fucking woman that I had been intimate with. And I just started to fucking like just feel this sort of like, I don't know if I'm attracted to the idea of like her getting fucking like, you know, something, dude, by them, or if they're there for me, dude. Like, I didn't know what it was, but I just started feeling like, dude, there's these fucking 5 naked black dudes that are fucking about to do something, dude. And I don't know what it is. And then I fucking move my neck, dude, and all of a sudden I'm in fucking Christmas Vacation when I'm 5 years old, right? And I'm fucking like looking at little girl that I think is cute, and I'm fucking like it, fucking little kid. And so it was pretty much just that, dude. Like, I want to give myself the credit of, yes, I was getting up to pee, but for 6 hours, dude, I just lay on the couch, sometimes with the face mask on and my eyes closed, sometimes with my eyes open, sometimes listening to music, sometimes not. But I didn't do anything else. I had my phone on airplane mode, so no fucking text, nothing, dude. Just me and my fucking thoughts. Just me and my thoughts, dude. Just fucking having a moment, having a day. And the flip side of the coin, right, is that I did start feeling like, dude, I'm fucking like, there's so many things to be excited about. Like, I can go on dates, dude. Like, that's an option. I can go on a date. I could go on a date with a woman and have a conversation and fucking enjoy a night out, dude. I could meet the love of my life tomorrow, dude. I can I live in Austin, dude. It's fucking just all these things started flooding me like, dude, I'm so like gratitude. And I started to stretch and just feel like fucking like so at peace. But at the end of the 6 hours, man, I got up and I was like, fuck, I didn't quite release it. And so it felt like it was still stuck in me. My neck started to hurt, my head started to hurt. And my fucking heart started to hurt, dude. And I just felt ill for the rest of the night. And somehow I went to bed, and then I woke up at 3 a.m. And the first thought that I had when I woke up was, oh, if I don't vomit, I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep. That was the first thought. I just woke up. Oh, if I don't vomit, I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep. And so I sat by the toilet, just fucking like, just fucking doing that noise until fucking peanut butter and jelly came out of my fucking throat. And burned, came out of my nose too, because I was like, I started, and as I was, I coughed. And the thing about coughing while you're vomiting is that it creates this propulsion of vomit from your throat up into your nose and out. And so I was like, and fucking just red jelly came out of my mouth and my nose as I was clutching the toilet base and just fucking and just fucking coughing like over and over and phlegm. Dude, it was the worst, man. It was the worst. And I felt depressed. I felt depressed that night. I felt depressed the next day. And I didn't start feeling a little bit like myself until Tuesday, 2 days after I had done the mushrooms. So it was just the complete opposite of my previous experiences, where the end of the mushrooms is like, oh, dude, life is going to be fine. I've never felt this comfortable in my skin before, right? It was just a different lesson, dude. It was just a different sit with these feelings instead of those kind of thing. But it definitely kind of put me off to the idea of ever doing it alone again. Like it definitely put me off to the idea of ever doing it alone again, at least for now. And it made me want to find like a professional place to do it, because I don't know if, I watched that fucking Fantastic Fungi documentary. And in that documentary, they're like, yeah, with patients, we just give them this little pill. And I'm like, how do you fit 6 grams of mushrooms into this pill? But I don't know, man. So yeah, man. So yeah, that's the fucking podcast, dude. And my brother just got home. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll talk more about the mushrooms. Maybe I won't. It doesn't feel like there's that much more. But my brother is going to potentially be doing mushrooms, and I'm going to be his guide. So that'll be exciting, dude. That's the podcast, man. And dude, the the text that I received, which was the last thing I expected to hear in my life right now, dude, was my friend Chris. And he said, he's a vegan. And he said, thought you might enjoy knowing this, but I think I'm going to begin to occasionally eat meat again. Dude. You know, thought you might enjoy hearing this, dude. Enjoy is not the correct word, dude. I fucking love hearing that, dude. You don't know how many conversations Chris and I have had where I, just to piss him off, start saying dumb shit about vegans. And he's like, dude, you don't fucking get it, okay, dude? It's for the animals. And now it turns out he's going to occasionally start eating them again, dude. Oh, man. But yeah, man, that's the podcast. That is the pupil's life. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you are interested in... Oh, dude, now there's somebody else here. Now there's a bearded dude with a septum piercing knocking on my door. But yeah, man, that's the pupil's life. And my brother's probably selling some shit on Facebook Marketplace, dude. Goodbye, PS4. Sendfox.com/NIKOAGF. That is my newsletter if you're interested in signing up for it. Healing tools, that kind of shit. There's people talking in my living room now, so fucking the rest of this podcast is ruined. But that's the podcast, and I'll see you next week. Thank you, guys. Sendfox.com/NIKOAG. Yeah.